Hi guys, got another D3 build for you here, this time for the wizard, and I'm going to do a lightning or shock or storm, if you will, build that is basically lightning and ice. I thought I'd do a build that takes advantage of the lightning skills you got, or the shock, and also the blizzard skills and so on. For your primary, you want to go for shock pulse. And you want to put explosive bolts with that. Slain enemies explode, dealing 70% weapon damage as lightning to every enemy within 10 yards. For your secondary, what I'd go for is Ray of Frost. And then if you put none with that, increases the amount the target's movement is slowed to 60% for 3 seconds. For your defensive ability, we are going to go for slow time. Just double checking here. Actually, I'm going to change it on the fly. Go for Frost Nova. It unlocks at level 4. Blast nearby enemies with an explosion of ice and freeze them for 3 seconds. And then take Shatter with that. A frozen enemy that is killed has a 50% chance of releasing another Frost Nova. Okay, so that's going to go on your defensive. For your force, what you want to do is Energy Twister. Unleash a Twister of pure energy that deals 360% weapon damage as arcane over 6 seconds to everything in its path. And then I would take Wicked Wind with it. Twisters no longer travel but spin in place, dealing 252% weapon damage. So it basically just keeps it still, and since mobs will be flocking to attack you, that's the best one to take. Conjuration, what you want to go for here is Storm Armour. Bathe yourself in electrical energy, shocking ranged and melee attackers for 70% weapon damage as lightning, lasts 120 seconds. The best one to take with that is Power of the Storm. Reduce the arcane power cost of all skills by 3 while it's active. And lastly, you've got your mastery slot. I would take Archon, transform into a being of pure arcane energy for 15 seconds. While in this form, your normal abilities are replaced by powerful Archon abilities, and your armor and resistances are increased by 40%. Every enemy killed while in Archon adds 1 second to the duration. So the more you kill using that skill, the more you get to keep all those, keep it going, and then take Arcane Destruction as soon as you can, and you get an extra boost when you use it. Okay, now for the passive skills, I would suggest you go for Prodigy. You basically add more signature spells in there, and then the next one I'd go for, I'll just move this out of the way. I'll go for Cold Blooded. They get cold damage dealt to chilled and frozen targets is increased by 20%, because you've got that Frost Nova there. That will help with that. Lastly, you want to go for Arcane Dynamo. When you deal damage with a signature spell, and we made signature spells just then, you may gain a flash of insight. After 5 flashes of insight, your non-signature spells deal 75% additional damage. So it's a good way to get a bit more damage out of your other skills as well. And there it is. Give that a go. It works well in leveling. It's not actually that long range a build. It's more medium to long range, but it is a high damage. A high damage build. You've got quite a few AoEs in there, and yeah, give that a go for leveling, and I will do a breakdown of these, but at the moment I'm just keeping all the, so you can see some builds that you can use, or at least what you should end up with as you go through the game. Okay guys, I'll keep them coming. Cheers.